I really don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea, except I think it's because, in addition to the fact that the sea changes, and the light changes, and ships change, it's because we all came from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean. And therefore, we have salt in our blood, in our sweat, in our tears. We are tied to the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch it, we are going back from whence we came.
This man's work is not easy. If this is the truth, then every single person that was in on this, that allowed this to happen, that allowed all those blowouts to happen before, I didn't know that we had leaking coming from capped off wells.
I didn't either. Before this all happened, I'd had a test done, a heavy metals test, and was working with a naturopath, and he was like, tested me the next year. We did these changes in my diet, tested me the next year, and he was like, Jesus Christ, it's going up. Girl, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. And I had no idea. I was eating out of the Gulf. And as a matter of fact, when we went way out to the rigs, we felt we hit blue water, and that was far cleaner, and that those fish that came out of that blue water were just, the feeling that you had was like, oh, I'm about to eat something so good for me.
Right.
This is of the earth, God-given, wonderful fish, and we ate it, and now I find out why I had the heavy metals in me.
The mercury in the fish.
And it was, and yeah, that stuff has been leaking out in the Gulf of Mexico for a while.
And as
they've been keeping it covered up.
And as we speak, there is oil still leaking out of that Gulf.
Yeah.
And methane still leaking out of that Gulf. And they want to go in, and they want to, the bottom line is, if we don't, and this is how I feel, if we don't stop the drilling, you're going to have a tsunami. Because they have put too many daggers.
I feel like they've cracked the floor of the Gulf of Mexico.
Many people do.
I'm very concerned that they just went way too deep and that they have cracked the floor.
And why did they drill next to a salt mine?
Right. And, how are you going to stop it once that happens?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we do have proof that, and we've taken, this proof has gone to Congress, that the photos that they were showing us were from an old
They were
spill.
Indeed. My husband, when that storm came through and they shut down the feed and they brought it back up, my husband had been watching it, and he looked out and he went, GPS coordinates changed. I said, do what? And he said, what they're showing now that it's back up is a different well.
And you know who got that done? Who got that changed? Markey. Congressman Markey from Massachusetts. And then another UCSB scientist, Ira Leffer, who's a hero, he said, BP wanted me at UCSB to give them the lowest range. And he goes, but then I started looking at the monitors, and he goes, those weren't the monitors. That was something different. That was from an old spill. And if it wasn't for Marquis getting the right monitors down there, we would have never even come close to knowing what was going on.
Yeah, no, it would have been totally.
And you just keep, and as in the further we dug, and the further I dug, and the further you've dug, the uglier it got.
Yeah.
The more people we find out are on the take.
Absolutely.
And that's why I believe in my heart of hearts that we've got to build a coalition and tell everybody else to get the hell out of our way.
Yeah.
Get out of our way. You know, if you're not an established 501c3 that we can trust, then I'm not working with you. I'm not going near you. I don't donate to anything unless it's to take care of the people, because we are, if they don't have the people, then we don't have people to take care of the animals. And if we don't get these people well, and we can't bioremediate this water with people, then you know, bottom line, we are the caretakers.
Yeah. One of my clients was the one who told me, he said, the world is 3/4 water.
Right.
1/4 land. We humans inhabit 1/4 of the land.
Right.
It's mostly water.
Yeah.
And we're really treating it bad.
We are.
And it's going to lead to the entire downfall of the human race.
I think so too.
Humans, animals, you know, all of us.
And look at us, we're 70% water here, 90% water here.
Yeah.
And we're comprised of all the minerals of that water. You know, and that's the thing, is people don't get. You know, we are the ocean. We are the Gulf.
Yeah. We are very much related and a part of it.
Yeah. And, you know, even Kennedy said it was a biological fact. We come from the water.
Right.
You know, it's a biological fact. And that we come from the water and we're part of the water. And so when you go back, whether it's to sail in the water or sit on the shore, remember that you're going home to your mother. And what have we done for our mother?
Nothing. Yeah, it's really sad.
I really don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea, except I think it's because, in addition to the fact that the sea changes, and the light changes, and ships change, it's because we all came from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean. And therefore, we have salt in our blood, in our sweat, in our tears. We are tied to the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch it, we are going back from whence we came.
We're gonna reap what we have sown.